Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I am Ash, and this is Cemetery Mary, a game made in Ren'Py by Arcadekitten. We are currently playing through the Reginald route, and I think we're more than halfway done. And more than halfway done with the entire 3-route experience. I will be playing Twyla's route after this. I accidentally got myself into Reginald's, and we're locked in. This game is slowly taking the top spot in my favorite visual novels of all time. There's not a lot there to begin with, but I love it. Absolutely love it. So, onward. Did you go out to eat tonight? Mary is asking the mystery number. We just had an ordeal at the restaurant with Reginald. What do you mean? Something happened at a restaurant near me. Was it you? No. How can I be so sure I can trust that? I don't even know you. Have you made your choice to trust me? I hate when you say things like that. How can I trust someone like you? You don't even tell me anything about yourself. I don't even get a name. And yet I'm just supposed to trust you blindly? How can I? I don't even know you. Why couldn't you just leave us alone? Please, just leave us alone. I'm sorry if I've given the impression that I'm trying to make you miserable. I promise you that I am not. And I promise it all has a reason. I hope I can prove that to you soon. Good night, Mary. Good night. Thank you. Aw. Ugh, I can't sleep. What time is it anyways? I don't know what to do. It's so late and everything's so... Ugh. And all I want to do is sleep. But every time I do, it feels like I'm just waking up half an hour later. I know that feeling. I've been experiencing that a lot lately. What should I do? That's a lot of choices. Do we need to use the bathroom? I don't really have to. Besides, bathroom lights are always the brightest in any house I've come across. Yes. It'll be so hard to fall back asleep once my eyes adjust to that light. Get a midnight snack? I kind of want to, but no, I won't. Then it'll just make me want to keep eating. A midnight snack would turn into a whole midnight meal, and then by that point I'd probably be too awake to go back to sleep. Read a book? No, I can't. Knowing me, I'll get too wrapped up in it. The next thing I know, the sun will start shining through the window, and well, that just won't be good at all. Okay, I'm afraid of these choices, but... Call Croven. Sometimes Croven will stay up really late, having gone to some kind of club or something or other. Sometimes he'll even sleep over at his friends' houses and leave me all alone out here in the woods. But tonight was not one of those nights. He conked out in his room a little bit before I went to bed. I can still faintly hear him snoring from over here. Call Reginald. I can't call Reginald, it's so late. There's no doubt he's in bed right now. Besides, if he has to go to work early the next morning, I'd feel terrible waking him up over something silly. Call Twyla. I can't call Twyla. It's so late. There's no doubt she's in bed right now, and I'm sure she would not be happy to be woken up over something silly. In fact, I don't think she'd want to talk to me at all after recent events. Alright, we've done everything we can. Let's go back to bed. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? I'll just shut my eyes again and try to go back to sleep. And hopefully, the next time I wake up, it'll actually be morning. And I'll actually feel rested. Huh? My phone had just gone off. Who's calling me so late? Reginald? Oh, are we near the end? Why is he calling at this hour? Is he alright? Should I answer it? Curious, I answered the phone, but the call ended immediately as I did. That's strange. Should I call him back? I went to my recent calls and had attempted to call him back. I didn't realize until too late that I had accidentally video called him too. Reginald? Ah, Mary. I can see you. Yes, I could see you too. Sorry, I didn't mean to video call, but did you call me just now? Oh, did I? Many apologies. I must have dialed you by accident. I'm very sorry if I woke you up. No, it's okay. You didn't actually. You're fully dressed. Yes, as are you. And most people in the world, too. Reginald. Oh, you mean that I'm fully dressed in my outside attire? Ha, yes, I am. What kind of snark? Just some stuff needed to be taken care of. I felt most comfortable just getting fully dressed for it. So, that's my night. But what about you? Are you feeling okay? Why do you ask? Well, you certainly look very tired. Yeah, I guess. But I just can't sleep. Sorry, you said you're busy, right? I shouldn't distract you. Hey, no, don't say that. I'm glad to be talking to you at any time of day. Why? Huh? I'm sorry, I'm just having trouble understanding. Every time we hang out together, it seems like something bad happens. I just feel like, I don't know. You're still so nice to me. I don't understand how you haven't gotten upset with me yet. Do people get upset with you a lot? Hey now, it's alright. I just enjoy spending time with you. Truthfully, I am someone who doesn't have a lot of friends. And it's okay living like that for a while. But it gets very lonely. And then I was invited to that funeral. The one I had met you at. I was surprised I had even been invited. I think it was just a formality. But I went anyways. I'm not sure why. Something just told me that I should. And then I met you. Honestly, I was surprised you even remembered me when we met back at the library. Of course I remember you. We talked quite a bit that day. If I think about it, I can remember it well. It was a particularly cold day, despite it being summer, but the funeral was still held outside. It's how I was able to attend, after all. You stood right next to me. I noticed your red hair. I had never seen anyone with hair like yours before. Really? Never in my life. We didn't talk much during the service, but, well, of course we wouldn't have. Afterwards, you and the group you were with decided to eat at my family's diner. I didn't even know it belonged to you back then. But even still, I had sat at the counter by myself for a few minutes, but rather than sit with the rest of your group, you instead chose to come sit at the counter with me. Why did you do that? I don't know. It just felt like the right thing to do at the time. You just interested me. Yeah, I've been told I'm interesting before. You know something? I felt more comfortable sitting next to you than anyone else there. Why's that? I don't know. I guess it just felt like you were someone like me. Someone alone. Besides, I had figured that I might not see you again after that day, so I didn't want to let it pass me by. But I guess I was silly to worry. Honestly, I'm surprised that you even remembered me. I feel like, well, when I talk to people at the funerals I find myself in, I feel I don't really see them often, if ever again. Maybe when they're visiting their loved ones again, but, well, I don't know. I don't feel like anyone remembers me. They may remember that someone odd was there during that time. But I never know how much they really remember about me. Well, to me, I think it'd be impossible to ever forget you. I unintentionally yawned pretty loudly right then. Ah, I'm so sorry. Don't be. Like we discussed, it's late, and I'd hate to keep you up. But, well, before we hang up, would you like to do something soon? Like what? I don't know. But I think you could really use something to brighten things up. Will you meet me by your old diner tomorrow morning? I've had an idea that I think will be even better than anything we've attempted before. Plus, I'd just really like to see you again. Yeah, I think I'd like that too. Wonderful. But we can discuss the details of that more tomorrow. Good night, Mary. Good night, Reggie. Reggie? Ah, I'm so sorry. That just slipped out of me. I don't know where that came from. Keep it for me. I like the sound of it. Ha, well, if you're sure. Well, here's Reggie. Signing off. After that, I laid back down onto my bed. It felt much cozier all of a sudden. So much easier to just drift off to sleep. I was up and awake early in the morning, a bit earlier than even I had anticipated. I was unsure if it was because I had just had so much difficulty staying asleep that night or because I was now feeling excited to see what it was that Reggie had planned. Regardless, I made my trip to the front of the diner as Reggie had instructed me to do. It still felt weird to see the place so empty, but I wasn't going to think of all that stuff right now. Today was going to be a good day, definitely, and I was going to get my mind off things. Before I knew it, Reggie pulled up in his old car. He was smiling and rolled down the windows to say, "Come on, get in." And then we were on our way. Thank you again, by the way. No need to thank me. I've been needing a de-stressor myself, you know. Sometimes life goes ways you don't expect. And when that happens, it's nice to try and take a break. Yeah, you're right. Say, where are we going anyways? You still haven't told me. Well, if I tell you, that might just ruin the surprise. Why's it gotta be a surprise? Don't you like surprises? Do you? Well, no, not really. But still, I think it'll be better if it's a surprise. Can I guess? If you want to. I bet you're taking me to... A museum. Really? Yeah. You strike me as the type of person who would like them. Honestly, if I didn't already know what you did for a living, you kinda look like you might work at one. Well, I do appreciate artifacts. Good guess. So, I got it right? No. I just think your guess also sounds like a pleasant idea. Maybe we'll plan a day for that too. Where else can we go, though? We're driving pretty far out. I don't think I've ever been down these roads before. Where are we headed anyways? Well, I will admit it's somewhere a bit out of town. But I thought that might be a good thing too. Everything back home has been very hectic, hasn't it? I think it's nice to forget that place exists sometimes. Do you not like living there? The other answers, I want to know more, but do you not like living there is an answer that I must give in order to get points towards the good ending. Well, it's hard to describe, and by the way, I don't know what the good or bad ending is, or any spoilers at all. I just have a very spoiler-free guide from the creator. Of all the places I could choose, I'm not exactly sure if this would be my first choice. But you're still living here? That's true. But well, let's just say there's many other exciting places I could be. Really? I never took you as the type to look for excitement. Not in a bad way. I just mean like, I don't know. You seem to enjoy the smaller things in life, like going out to the library or getting coffee. No offense taken. I understand where you'd get that idea from. But life like this does seem a bit monotonous. Don't you ever feel like that? I guess so. I don't know. Things haven't really been all that monotonous in my life as of recent. Fair point. Hey, we're almost there. Really? Just a few more blocks and... When we arrived, I couldn't believe it. He had taken me to the carnival, waveside, an aquarium. Look at Reginald back there. Yay! Really? I couldn't think of anything more calming than watching the fish swim along. Do you like it? Like it? I love it. What are you just standing there waiting around for? Come on, let's go. I grabbed Reggie by the hand and dragged him inside after me. An aquarium. I was so excited. How did he know I always wanted to go? Penguins! It's adorable. I haven't been to one of these in so long. I didn't know. They have outside animals now too. Indeed, they do. I think it's quite nice being able to see them up close like this. They're so cute. What kind of penguins are these anyways? Oh my, that's not a very nice name at all. Ahaha. Maybe they've done something to deserve it. Okay, so I took a moment to look up different penguins, and I cannot find any penguin that might have an offensive name. Interesting, no way. I refuse to believe something so cute could do something so bad. There's just emperor penguins, king penguins, royal penguins, Galapagos, snares. I can't find any Humboldt penguins. I can't find anything that would be offensive. Oh, I don't know about that. Oh goodness, look at this. What is this adorable outfit? This cape is just the cutest. Yes, it is. I will say, it does seem very fitting for you. You think so? Why do gift shops have to be so expensive? Do you want it? Huh? I don't mind paying if you really want it that badly. No. I'll think about it. And I have my own money anyways. If you're sure. Look at all the jellies. Jellies? Yeah. What else would you call them? Fair point. They're so pretty. You know something. Despite their elegant appearances, I hear they're not very bright. That's pretty silly, I think. I'm sure they're smart in their own way. Well, I guess they'd have to be to survive with the rest of us, huh? You know, when I'm running around, I always forget how nice it is to just sit down. That is, until I'm actually doing it. I can't remember the last time I walked this much. I know I can. Now that we've got a bit to sit, what's been your favorite part so far? My favorite? Well, I think that's a really hard decision. I liked everything. Though I guess I really liked seeing... the pufferfish. Really? Even though I didn't want to see it scared, it was fascinating watching it puff up so. I mean, I know that's what they do, but I'd never seen it in action before. I can see how you'd find it interesting, though I do admit I'd feel bad for the little ones. Stretching out like that, it's a painful process, you know? Oh, I hadn't even thought about that. Poor guys. Some people own pufferfish, right? That must be nice, you know? They probably don't get too stressed like that. If I had a pufferfish, I'd make sure it always felt safe. Is that so? I'm sure any puffer would be lucky to have you. How about you? What's been your favorite part? Truthfully. Well, I think I just enjoy spending time with you the most. Hey, you can't say that. Now I feel like a jerk for my answer. Don't. I just appreciate the company, that's all. Thank you again for bringing me. I'm having a really nice time. I can't remember the last time I had a day as nice as this. Thank you for coming. I'd go by myself, but where's the fun in that? I mean, I understand the value in time alone, and honestly, I think I appreciate it more than most people. But always being out on your own gets lonely too. Makes you go a little crazy, you know? Makes me glad I met you too. I appreciate being able to share experiences like this with you. Yeah, I understand. Though I'm kind of the opposite. I don't think I really like being alone that much. I think loneliness is miserable. You don't enjoy being by yourself? Even every now and again? Honestly? Not really. But you're always at the cemetery, aren't you? Forgive me, but I can't imagine one would make many friends there. Heh. I like to think of them as being my friends, you know? I mean, I am giving them flowers all the time. Somebody in there has got to appreciate it, right? Do they? Oh, they do. I'm sure they do. I mean, I know I would. You would. Yeah, I would. To know that someone's caring even if they don't know me. That's a nice thought, isn't it? That someone you don't even know cares about you? I suppose it is. But doesn't it mean even more when somebody does know you? Yeah. I think it does. I mean, I think anyone would choose spending time with a friend over spending it with a stranger. Well, would you? Me, I'd spend my time with a friend. Though it feels like I'm lying when I say that. How so? Well, I don't have many friends, if any. Even the friend I do have, I knew him since childhood. So does it count? Would he still want to be my friend if we had never grown up together? She's talking about Croven. If the first time he met me was on the street or a public place, would he even be my friend? Or just someone passing by? Still though, I enjoy the company of the few friends I do have, regardless of how we became friends. I think. I mean, you're my friend, right? Because I'm really grateful for that. Because, well, making friends hasn't always been an easy thing for me. I was actually kind of shocked when you reached out to me, I guess. Why wouldn't I? You were always so pleasant to me when we spoke. Maybe, but no one ever, follows up with me. I was just the strange girl they met at a funeral once. We spoke about this, didn't we? I only really meet people through funerals. And, well, I can understand why I don't see them again after that. Who would want to be friends with the creepy girl who hangs out in the cemetery all day? All she does is stand there and talk to herself. I've got a nickname, you know. I've heard him say it. Cemetery Mary. It's what they call me. At least, it's what the people who remember me call me. Do you like it? Yeah, I guess. It's better than nothing. It's something. Means they remember me, you know? I don't know if it's necessarily the best name. It makes me sound like it's a role of mine. That's Mary, and she's part of the cemetery. Is that all I am? If I'm honest, I like the name. You do? Yes. I think it sets you apart from the rest. You're not just any Mary, you know? You've got a title. And to share a name with something you love so much, isn't that nice? Yeah. I guess I'd never thought about it that way. It sounds nicer like that. I mean, I guess I can't deny how much time I spend there. Can I ask something? About the cemetery? Yeah, of course. Well, maybe it's not really the cemetery itself, but the funerals. You seem to be awfully good at finding your way into them, so much so that it feels as though many don't get upset with you. It's quite remarkable, really, but I suppose my question is, why? Why? Yes. What is it about them that makes you want to attend? Honestly, I think they're sweet. The idea behind them, at least. It's tragic to lose a friend. Of course. I've felt that loss more times than I like to think about. I've felt it pretty recently. And it's terrible. But there's something wonderful in the process, I think. Have you ever seen so many people get together in one place? People always call out for things. They can't make it to your birthday, they can't be there for the holidays, but everyone comes to a funeral. And you know why? Because they love that person. Whether they were their best friend or they hardly knew them, they still come. Because they impacted them enough to come. They meant enough to them during their life that they came to say goodbye. The more people there are, the more you know how loved they were. Can you imagine that? Being loved so much, having so much of an impact on someone else, that so many people come to your funeral. Because they'll miss you, and because they love you. I see. That's why I like to go. Because you can feel it. I can feel how much people love the deceased. It's heartbreaking and heartwarming all at the same time. I've never thought of it like that, but I want to now. That must be such a beautiful feeling to experience, and such a beautiful way to look at it. We'll say we're afraid, Everyone has so many people who care about them. Even after they are dead, they will have a moment where they are surrounded by friends. I don't have friends. No one is going to know, Mary. That isn't true. I know that I can't speak for other people, but I hope you know that I'd care, and I'd never forget you either. I don't want to sound like I am crazy, but you've had more of an impact on me than anyone I've ever met before. I'm like you. I don't have many friends, and after meeting you, well, I think I realized how miserable it really is to live like that. I didn't realize how bad it was until I actually had someone I could call my friend. And to think that you think that if you were gone, you wouldn't be missed, that is unimaginable to me. I do not think I am a very memorable person, but if it means anything, I can promise you that you are unforgettable. I'll always remember you. In this life, the next, and the one after that. And that's a promise. You're my best friend. I don't think anyone's ever been so nice to me, just because they liked me so much. I've never had a friend quite like you. It does help a bit. I don't like to think about it, but even if there's only a few people who'd remember me, or even just one person, it makes me happy knowing it'd be you. Of course, I could never forget you. It's been a few days since then. Here we go. I felt a lot closer to Reggie ever since our day at the aquarium. Although he's been so busy with work, I haven't gotten to see much of him since, but I don't feel lonely. He sends me texts all the time, so even when I'm alone, I don't quite feel alone. It's nice to be alone, but not lonely. Besides, I had a nice day by myself, actually. Sometimes it's nice to just return to the cemetery for a normal day after so much chaos. I made sure I put at least one flower on every grave today, but soon my head started to hurt again, and I felt very dizzy. I took a small rest sitting down by myself. I told myself that I wouldn't let myself black out again, that I'd just sit for a few minutes and then get back up and head home if I was feeling really bad. Oh, she's going to fall asleep at the tombstone. And then we are likely going to end up at the movie theater. And having one of those familiar headaches, well, I was just so tired I didn't even realize I fell asleep. Until I woke up to the sound of rain. So, we're going to call Reginald. I wonder what would happen if we called Twyla. I think she would tell us to buzz off. Let's just call Reginald. I decided to call Reggie. I didn't want to bother him, but I really don't think I had any other choice in this scenario. I heard the phone ring a few times, and then he picked up. So now, we should make it to his apartment, Mary. It's a bit late, isn't it? Is everything all right? We stepped inside to the familiar buzzing of fluorescent lights, and to be honest, a pretty gross smell that still lingered from the last time I was here. Reggie didn't mention it, though, so I wasn't going to either. I didn't want to potentially embarrass him or anything like that. Reggie led me to the stairwell, and we headed upwards. I had forgotten how high up we lived. Once we were in the hallway, Reggie began to lead me to his apartment. I tried to be quiet as we moved through the hallway, not wanting to disturb any of his neighbors. I noticed a few boxes and other junk outside one of the doors. Was someone moving? Lots of people have been moving out recently, he whispered to me. Not like I can blame them. Our landlady hasn't spoken to us in a while. I think they might take her to court soon. I see. Then, before I knew it, we were entering his front door. Well, here we are. So Reggie had to step out. And now we can actually explore his place. I would feel pretty good saving at this point, because this is going to be potentially strange. I mean, we don't necessarily have a reason to distrust Reggie at this point, but there have been some very strange going-ons. Let's look at the end table. I looked over to Reggie's end table, sat behind the couch. What? He had a stack of some books as well as what looked like a picture with a friend. It's a cute picture. I like it, though it is quite curious. Reggie said he's had trouble making friends, right? Although this does seem like an old picture. I wonder who this person is then. Maybe I'll ask him later. Let's look in the kitchen. I decided to go look in the kitchen. I know Reggie said I could help myself, but I still felt a bit weird about it. Still though, it's hard not to be curious about what he has in here. We'll look in the cupboards. As many cupboards do, they held cups and some dry ingredients, and also, he has a lot of cleaning products in here. I don't know how I feel about that all being so close to the food. Hey, wait, is that the rat poison? When Reggie gets back, I should tell him he shouldn't keep stuff like this so close to where he eats. Maybe he has it here to keep the rats away. I don't know. I still don't like it. Let's look in the fridge. I took a look in Reggie's fridge. There wasn't a lot. I can see that he's running low on milk, too. He's a coffee drinker, right? Maybe that's one of the things he's picking up. I guess that makes me feel a little less bad about him going midnight shopping for me. For good measure, I checked in his freezer too. There's not much in here either, but there are some flowers it looks like he's preserving. Wonder what those are for. I stepped out of the kitchen area for now. Let's check the bedroom. No, I can't. Not while he's not at home, at least. I'd just feel weird about it. Let's check the bathroom. I didn't really have to use the bathroom just yet, but I decided to take a quick peek anyways. It's a small bathroom, a bit on the cramped side. There's a sink, a toilet, and a stand-up shower, but not much else. I wonder how much rent is here. I hope it's worth such a tiny bathroom. Whew. Let's check the side room. I noticed Reggie had a door down a small hallway in his apartment. I wondered what this room was for. Maybe an office? Silence all the necessities were covered? Since all the necessities were covered, curious. I made my way over and turned the handle. Locked. That's strange. I wonder what's inside. Might just be a utility room or something. Though I'm pretty sure those are usually in the basement. Now we'll watch TV. The best thing I could probably do right now is just watch some TV and wait. I plopped myself onto the couch. There were some commercials playing, so I didn't know what show was on yet. What's on at this hour anyways? So let's watch the murder mystery. Actually, let's watch the romantic comedy. There's a few correct answers here, a few point gainers. Murder mystery, horror, romantic comedy. We'll go with the rom-com. Oh, this is what you wanted to watch. I mean, we don't have to, but I don't know. I was kinda in the mood for something lighthearted and fun. No, I completely understand. Something to watch mindlessly, almost. Oh, I might have already chose that in a previous playthrough. Eventually, she started to feel tired. Oh, one last thing. If you need to use the bathroom in the middle of the night, I know this apartment can be a bit difficult to maneuver in the dark. There's a flashlight in my desk drawer if you need it. Just try not to shine it at me while I'm asleep on the couch. I thanked Reggie once more and wished him a good night as well. I do think it was a bit funny, though. Does he not know my phone comes with its own flashlight if I need it? I took a step into Reggie's room, closing the door softly behind me. I flicked on the light switch and turned on a lamp at the other side of the room. It gave off a very faint light, making the room very dim. I'm sure it looked better in natural lighting, but right now it was a bit hard to see. Still, it looked as if Reggie didn't have much in his room at all. I could see his bed and a nightstand, and a vanity too. Was this the desk he was talking about? Other than a built-in closet, there was nothing else I could really see in here. Though I guess when you have a whole apartment to yourself, you don't need to shove all your stuff into the bedroom. Are we going to find the key in the drawer? I reached down and gathered the pajamas he had bought for me. They were simple, standard pajamas, though they felt really soft. I'll have to remember to pay him back for these. I got changed and left my clothes on the end of the bed. Then I crawled into his bed. It felt and smelled really clean, as if it had been recently washed. Even though I felt cozy and a bit weird and bad about sleeping in Reggie's bed, but I guess it was too late now. It's okay. I'll just have to find some way to make it up to him. The way he always does for me. I laid back down and closed my eyes. Nothing left to do but sleep. Oh no. Ugh. I woke up to a throbbing headache. It was like I could feel my heart beating in my head, and each beat was another surge of pain. What time was it? Peering over to the window, I could see it was still night. Ugh. All I want to do is go back to bed, but I definitely can't sleep with a headache as strong as this. Does Reggie have medicine? He's got to have some kind of painkillers, right? I don't want to steal medicine from him, but I'm sure he'll understand. There's just no way I can stay like this. It feels just like all this intense pressure building in my head. I have to do something. I pulled the strings on the lamp next to the bed and it lit up, still as dim as before. I went to go reach for my phone. My phone's not here? I could have sworn I put it here before I went to bed. I got up and checked my clothing. It wasn't anywhere there either. Maybe I left it on the coffee table outside. Whatever, I can look for it in the morning. Right now I just needed to be able to see. I guess it's a good thing Reggie told me about that flashlight. Of course he did. Now I have a reason to distrust Reggie. Oh, boy. I walked over to the shadowy outline of the vanity and leaned down, opening the drawers. It was still a bit hard to see what everything was, though. It had to be in there, though, right? I reached in and tried to grab something. It didn't feel like a flashlight at all, but I couldn't help but to grab it and try to make sense of it. They felt like small, individual paper-like pieces. Holding them to the light, I tried to get a better look at them. Oh, this is me, right? I don't understand. Why are there pictures of me in here? I don't remember any of these. This is, I mean, it's not that bad, right? I keep pictures of my friends all the time. Yeah. I put the pictures back. I reached in and tried to grab something. It felt round like a flashlight, but when I held it up to the light, I could see that it wasn't that at all. It was some kind of a container. I hadn't really seen one much like it before, and inside was a bright pink liquid. It reminded me of stomach medicine. Was it? I unscrewed the cap and took a whiff. It definitely didn't smell like medicine. It smelled almost like maple syrup. What was this? What's it doing in here? I don't know if I want to keep holding it. I reached in and tried to grab something. It felt round like a flashlight, but it wasn't. It was some kind of container. Oh, what? Strands of hair. It was hard to see against the light, but it seemed like it was a similar color to my hair. But this couldn't be my hair, right? Why does he have this? I don't know if I want to keep holding it. I was feeling a little weird. All these things in this drawer. Why did he have these? When did he get them? My mind was running loops, but I tried to keep my composure. This was Reggie. He was always so nice to me, so nice. I reached in one last time, the pain in my head only increasing with each item I removed, and even though it was difficult to see, I could hardly believe my eyes. It was a plush. My plush. My favorite plush toy that was stolen right out of my room. The same day I caught that terrifying stranger. Oh God. I felt like I was about to be sick. Reginald, what is all this? What's wrong with you? Aren't you supposed to be my friend? Is the Reginald I know even a real person? I felt dizzy. I felt sick. The room felt like it was spinning. My head throbbing. I tried to stand up, collect myself, but when I caught a glance of the mirror, I don't understand. What is this? My head. It hurts. It's like my heart is beating in my head. But no, that's not it. It's pulsing. I can't explain this pain. It's indescribable. All of this,